50 is facing some backlash apparently for saying that men who date transgender women are batiman. I mean, he's technically not in.
I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. Like, it's just not a thing. This is why I don't go to gay clubs. I don't go to, gay things, because it's like the men that I attract are not there.
So Magic Johnson's son, I think it's EJ, right? Was in the news and said, I only date straight men. If a man is dating you, respectfully, they are not straight, okay? They are not.
50 Cent has some words for Magic Johnson's son, EJ Johnson, and let's just say EJ is not gonna like this. So EJ, who now uses she/they pronouns, recently said they don't attract gay men, and according to EJ, the men he sleeps with are 100% straight. But a lot of people had problems with that statement. See, EJ does not identify as transgender and has stated he has no plans to medically transition. However, what's confusing to a lot of folks is that EJ dresses like a woman and is okay with using the she pronoun. But at the same time, EJ rejects the term woman and claims that he's simply a gay man who attracts straight men. Yeah, it's confusing as hell. And 50 wasn't gonna let this slide. So according to 50, if you as a man are attracted to EJ Johnson, you are not straight. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter how EJ identifies or what pronouns they use. According to 50, if you find EJ attractive, you're a gay man. Period. So now the internet is split. Some fans are out here calling 50 homophobic and defending EJ's comments. But let's be real, most folks are siding with 50 on this one, especially after EJ disrespected women by saying no woman alive looks better than them. Yeah, right. So this started when EJ did an interview with Carlos King and revealed that they told his parents, Magic and Cookie, to stop calling him he, man, or even son.
But even I told them on my birthday, in June, that I was like, we're not doing he, we're not doing man, we're not doing gay. And it was very freeing. Even like son, I was like, the world tried to give me that label, like Magic Johnson's son. And I was like, well, he's dead. And now there is Miss Thing. We're not doing that either.
EJ explained that people should use they or she, but they're not actually transitioning to be a woman. But here's the part that rubbed a lot of people, especially women, the wrong way. EJ really fixed his mouth to say that every room they walk into, he looks better than any woman there.
I was a kid and they were like, well, you can't wear skirts. And I was like, well, why not? It's like my inner being was like, there's nothing wrong with this, especially if I look cuter than any girl does. Like, what's the problem? Like, what's the issue? And that's exactly how I apply it to myself to these days in the way that I present, like in my, in my feminine regalia. I've always been a feminine being, and like, that's just like how I best express myself. But I'm like, listen, I'm out all the time, and like, I'm killing a dress and no one else is. Like, the girls in the room are not doing it. Like, they don't look cute. They're not dressed to any nines. So.
But that wasn't the end of it. EJ also claimed he don't date gay men. According to EJ, he don't even go to gay clubs. So where does he find men? Well, EJ said they go to the straight rooms. When Carlos asked about labels, EJ said they don't care what someone identifies as long as that person is happy being who they are. But then they added that the men he dates are usually men who have been with women most of their lives before meeting EJ.
I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. But no, but to be honest, it's like, that's why I don't go to gay clubs. I don't go to, gay things, because it's like the men that I attract are not there. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
So, has it always been that way for you in terms of when it comes to men? Has it always been what some people consider the straight guy always being the one that would approach you?
Or somebody who, has been intimate and dating, women for most of their life, or like up until then, for sure. Absolutely. It has always been that way, but now it's like even more so, now that I definitely present in more of a feminine way, because also like, it's like my energy.
So let's put it all together. EJ Johnson, who says he is not a he, but also not a trans woman, only wants to date men who identify as straight, men who normally date women. Now, before 50 Cent even joined the chat, regular people on social media already had a lot to say, and honestly, a lot of it was just common sense. The main criticism was simple. People said that if a man sleeps with EJ Johnson, he is not straight,
because you can't call yourself a straight man while being intimate with someone who was born male, regardless of how they present or what pronouns they use. One fan on X said, "So they attract men that are still in the closet or bisexual? Got it." And someone else wrote, "Gay men are attracted to men who enjoy being men, whether they're masculine or not. Why would a gay man want to date a man who wants to be treated like a woman? Chasers have the mental delusion that they are straight. Let them be Delu with the men who think they are women." And then there was the contradiction that jumped out to everybody. EJ says they don't care about labels, but then they draw a hard line at dating gay men. So labels do matter, just not the ones EJ doesn't like. A lot of people also question the logic of EJ saying, "I'm not a he," but then exclusively pursuing men who are attracted to women. If you're not a man, why does it matter if the men you date are straight or gay? Shouldn't it be about the connection? And that backlash was loud enough that it eventually reached 50 Cent. And here's what he had to say about it. 50 wrote, and I'm quoting directly, "Wait, if you're in a relationship with a you're gay." Then, more recently, when people criticized him for that stance, 50 doubled down and said, "If you are a man and you sleep with a person who was born male, you are gay. That's it." 50 said in an interview that it stings when people say that he has something against the LGBTQ+ community, and he pointed out that his own mother, who died when he was 8 years old, identified as queer. She was like that. 50 said she had a girlfriend around. Now here's where it connects to EJ Johnson. EJ was born male. EJ has said they are not a man and don't want Magic and Cookie to call them son, but biologically EJ is male. That's just a fact. And EJ says they only sleep with straight men. And according to 50 Cent, that's impossible, because any man who sleeps with EJ is by definition gay. You cannot be a 100% straight man and do that. So when EJ brags about only attracting straight men, 50's position is that EJ is either lying or deeply confused about what straight means. Now let's talk about something else that makes this whole situation even more frustrating, and that's EJ Johnson's complete lack of self-awareness. Here's someone who refuses to call themselves a woman.
Fast pace. EJ uses the she pronoun, but EJ explicitly rejects the label woman. But then he turns around and claims he looks better than any woman. So let me get this straight. EJ doesn't want to be called a woman, doesn't identify as a woman, but feels completely comfortable declaring that they look better than all women. Better than the same people whose style, clothing, makeup, and aesthetic they borrow every single day. The audacity is unbelievable. And this isn't a one-time thing. EJ has built an entire public persona on wearing women's clothes, dresses, wigs, full makeup, Birkin bags, the whole thing. So you want the perks of femininity, the attention, the ability to say you're cuter than every girl, but you don't want the lived experience. You don't want the struggle. You don't want the parts that are hard. And here's where the privilege really shows. EJ was born with the ultimate golden ticket. Their father is the Magic Johnson, not just a basketball legend, but a billionaire businessman who came from nothing. Magic used to pick up trash with his dad in 17-degree weather. His father told him to never do anything halfway, and Magic took that lesson and built an empire. Now contrast that with EJ. What has EJ actually accomplished? They were on a reality show called Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, a show about spoiled rich kids spending daddy's money. They had a spin-off called EJ NYC that nobody watched. They did some hosting work for E! News, and that's it. That's EJ's career, and they only have that because of their last name. Magic Johnson literally made his daughter Elisa write a full business plan before he'd help her with her eyewear line. He said no the first time because it wasn't good enough. Magic respects hustle, he respects hard work, he respects people who build something for themselves. But what has EJ built? An Instagram following? An outfit? Plus, EJ has never shown a hint of gratitude or acknowledgement that their platform exists because their father earned it. That's not confidence, that's a spoiled rich kid who has never been told no. EJ wants to walk around in designer clothes, carrying 5 Birkins, living in a Beverly Hills mansion, and tell the world they're cuter than any woman. But they don't want to hear any criticism or answer any hard questions. And that's why 50 Cent's comment cuts so deep, because 50 also came from nothing and built a music empire and a business empire with his own 2 hands. And EJ Johnson can't handle honesty because they never had to. They've been protected by money, by fame, by a father who loves them unconditionally. And that's all fine and well, but 50 doesn't owe EJ anything, and he's not going to pretend something is true just because it makes a rich kid feel better about their choices. But let me know what you think. Do you agree with 50's position? And how do you feel about EJ Johnson saying he only attracts straight men? Drop your takes in the comments below and stay tuned for the next video.